At Set to Love, we offer strategies and ideas on how you can stay out of crazy town. See, your human experience is meant to be lived with meaning, purpose, and creativity. You are here to contribute through your essence. We are best friends, moms, entrepreneurs, and above all, find our flow in assisting you to find yours. We come together weekday mornings to bring you ideas to fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on. Take what works and ditch the rest, and always stay set to love. Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Being mindful of our time. That's what we're going to talk about this morning. So, hello, everybody. We're really happy to be here this morning. Good morning, my buddy,
Good morning.
Eva Payne.
How are you?
How's it going?
It's going good. It's Christmas week. I'm just super excited about this. Hello.
I was just gonna say, what's happening with the book?
It's moving along. I don't know. Now I feel like it's a new game that I'm starting to play. So talk about being mindful of your time. You know, the first game with your time and a dream is just trying to figure it out, like what it is you want to do. And then it's actually putting in the work to do it. Like, so just writing was a process. And now the whole next game is marketing. Like, oh, it's not enough that you just put it out there. Now you need to figure out how to let people know that it exists. So it's interesting when we talk about time, just how we have to maneuver it around the things that we do want to accomplish in our lives and the people that we do want to spend our time with, and really being intentional and mindful about it, and not just like, whatever, here's the day, let's just see what happens. I mean, although I definitely have plenty of those days too, but when you have projects and goals and things that you want to do, it is really important to be mindful of your time.
Well, first of all, I want to plug the book. Can you hold it up again?
I need to bring you over your copy.
I think that everybody needs to go to Amazon and see and find Eva Payne Flow Life Funnel. Yeah. It's a beautiful cover. It will brighten your life, and it's a good read. So,
and it's not even long. It's literally on my Word document. It's 50 pages, and I think here it's bigger font. So, you know, if you don't have the best vision,
I love big font.
87 pages if you consider the about the author page. So it's a really quick read. There's some philosophy in there. There's some ideas around like child psychology or just human psychology, finding your passion, figuring it out. It almost just seems like, of course, like you're going to pick it up and read it and go, yeah, this makes perfect sense. Like, why didn't I think of this before? Unless you have thought of it before, because it's not like it's that novel, but the way it's all put together, I just find some simplicity in how you can figure out how to spend your 9 to 5, what to do with your time. It's the doing part of your life. So I think it is really applicable to even our conversation today. You know, how do you spend your 9 to 5? What are you doing in that time?
Well, and I think the most important part about being mindful of your time, because if you set out, let's just use the book as an example. If you set out, even 20 minutes a day to sit and write, before you know it, after a month, you have quite a bit written down. And it's once you start writing, 20 minutes is really nothing. And then it just kind of adds on. And before you know it, that's how you did it. You had your book. I got to be a part of that and listen and hear chapters. And it was just so much fun. So I think that's one way of looking at your time. But another way of looking at your time that I think is so important is a year goes by like that.
Yeah.
And so when you're not mindful of your time, like, one day I'll do this, or I'll go to school, or if you just do it, I think being mindful to set, like you said, you would not have done this, put this book out if you didn't set a time, being mindful that this has got to happen by this date, this is happening. And you know what? So it did. Mm-hmm. If you didn't do that,
I will say I had 2 other deadlines that I missed. But I did learn a lot in the process. And I do think part of what I had to learn was just how to manage time and how to let go of the fear and the expectations. And it really is like a whole balancing act. But Jake Kelfer, we had him on our show a couple weeks ago, and his dad's advice was there are no shortcuts in life. The only shortcut is to start now. And that's just
a good one.
Doesn't that just like sit with you in such a real way? There's no shortcut. It's to start now. So whether that's the exercise plan that you want to get on, whether that book you want to write, or that project you want to start, or that goal to finish school or to start school, or whatever it might be, to learn that new thing, even rebuilding relationships, those take time. And I think that that's something you could start today by sending a Christmas card, or sending a nice text to someone. It's just these little efforts that you start today. You start putting in the time today, and you will wake up a year from now and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I was able to accomplish in that short period of time. And I think about this year, and for a lot of people, 2020 has been a really big challenge. But the people that are in my life, and I don't know why, but I have seen such transformation and such a beautiful way that they spent their time. I have friends and family who went through recovery in 2020 who are flourishing now. I have people who went back to school. I have people who did projects like this. They're starting a course. They launched their book. So really big, beautiful things, because they were intentional about their 2020, and they weren't just stuck in the day-to-day grind of it. They're like, okay, the world is shaken up. What should I do? What can I do now to add value and joy and love in my life while there's so much chaos outside? So I'm really proud of those people for taking those steps and really coming out on the other side of 2020 better and more fulfilled. And I hope that all of our viewers can do that for 2021, really being intentional with your time. And what is it? Just pick one thing. It doesn't even need to be some big monumentous thing, but why not? It could be a big monumentous thing, and just start today. Don't even wait till January 1st. Why wait? If there's a class you want to take, look it up today.
Well, I had a client the other day, and we were talking about, really staying at home and not being able to go out and do things. And she was really mindful. When you talked about relationship, it struck this thought, is that she was saying how she plans a date night every Friday, even though they're not going anywhere. They're staying at home, but she's marks out a certain amount of time for their date night. And I'm like, well, what do you do on your date night? Like, really give me some great ideas. And she said, oh no, we went on YouTube and we learned how to salsa dance.
Wow.
And like, she's not just talking, watch a movie together or just have dinner. Yeah. She's talking, they actually set time out and now they dance. And so you don't really have to even go somewhere.
I could only be so lucky. I don't think that would. I actually signed up for was it salsa? I can't remember. It was not last summer, but the summer before, for a Groupon. And I told Julian, we're going to go do this. Do you remember that? I think I told you about it. And we were going to go do this couples dance class. And I couldn't get him. I couldn't convince him of it. But
oh my gosh,
for her. I think
when Bob and I got married, we went to dance classes and then we would come home and practice. And it's a lot of fun. And that just was a reminder that, wow, we could just do that at home. And it's, it makes you feel close. And I just think relationships, in being mindful of your time, relationships with your kids, whatever it is, to take 20 minutes out and just ask your kids questions to build that relationship, to help, because this platform is really to make life better for people and our children, and investing that time to each child separately, or even giving it to your mom or whatever it is. I think it's important.
Yesterday I was having a conversation. So Emmy's home. Yay. I'm so excited. So Emmy's home, and we were having a conversation, and then Avery came up, one of my twin 9-year-olds, and he has all these Pokemon characters that he has like assembled together to form a team. And he so wanted to tell me about it. And I'm sure anyone, if you have more than one child out there, they both want your attention at one time. And so you've got this person talking to you and you've got this person talking to you, and they both wanted my time. And so I was already in my conversation with Emmy first. So as Avery comes up and it's just like, mom, blah, blah, blah. So instead of him feeling like I was just ignoring him, I just paused. I said to Emmy, and I looked at Avery and I just said, Avery, I love you so much. And I know you want to talk to me. Let me first finish my conversation with Emmy, and then I will give you all the time you need so you can tell me all about your Pokemon. And then I turned back to Emmy, and Emmy's like, I really liked that, Mom. I really liked that. And I was like, what did I just do? What did you like? But then she made me aware of, okay, it wasn't just Avery, hold on a second, your sister's talking, or it wasn't just me ignoring him, or it wasn't me trying to balance my time and have two conversations totally different at the same time. So just some tips out there, just some being fully present and aware with the project or the person or the thing that you're doing while you're doing it, and then redirecting if you need to redirect, and giving 100% of your time and energy and focus to someone else or something else. It really makes it's like, when you're sitting on your phone on a Friday date night and you're not really engaged, you're kind of on your phone, you've got the TV on, you're hanging out with your husband, whoever, and you feel disconnected from like everything because you're not fully present or aware of any of it at one time. I think maybe putting some of those things down and just being focused on one person, on one event, on one thing, we would be so much more productive and feel so much more connected to the experience that we're having, instead of being pulled in all these different directions. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, well, first of all, I think what you did for your daughter when you stopped and paused for a moment, I do want to say, is I think you gave Emmy value. You made her feel like just because she's the oldest doesn't mean she has to stop what she's doing because her younger brother, wanted to interrupt. I think you did really well on that, because as the oldest daughter, a lot of times she's probably had to wait and be patient with her siblings. So that was great. As far as, time is just more than anything, time is so precious. I mean, you not only, is time precious, but time, we don't know how much time we're promised in life. Mm-hmm. And so don't wait. To me, I just feel like with all of this, and my mom's had some friends that have been ill and aren't going to make it, and different things, that it's just made me really be mindful of, you don't have time to be mad at people for a long time, and start this new year out with looking at yourself and realizing you're not perfect either. And, just take the time to call somebody up, or like you said, just make the first initial step to building that relationship back. I think that's what I want people to do for the holiday, and for every day, is to be mindful of, we're not promised tomorrow, And
right. I think that I heard the other day someone say, this was like a monk of sorts, I can't remember, some enlightened human said, to live each day truly with death on your shoulder, is how he phrased it. It's not to not think about it, it's to think about it, to think, this could be my last minute, this could be my last day, this could be, so what if it was? Are you living in a way that you would cross over joyfully? He said, there's not a lot of people who cross over joyfully. They cross over with regret. They cross over with sadness. They cross over because they feel like the 5 regrets of the dying that Bonnie Rear wrote. It's really, you don't want to leave the planet that way. You want to leave joyful. And so we need to be intentional about spending our time and being joyful today, and choosing joy and activities that are going to bring in more peace and harmony into this new year. And so when that time does come, it can be one of peace and love, and not of fear and regrets and sadness. And I think that's really important. So What a great
Yay.
conversation today. Kind of all over the place.
I know, but it was
But I
still
love
really
it.
good. It will give people a lot of things to think about, many different perspectives. So thank you, everyone, for today. Eva, do you want to just take over here?
Absolutely. So thank you everyone for being here on our show, Set to Love. You can find us online at set2love.com. You can email us at settolovepodcast@gmail.com. We're here weekday mornings for you. Stay set to love so you can flow for life. We love you all. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great Christmas week, everyone. I hope it's awesome. And I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. I love you.
I love you. Hit the bell.